I am becoming a firm believer that the foundation of every person's diet in this world should be or revolve around some form of carnivore diet, the lion diet, whatever you want to say. What's going on YouTube, TR Fit fam? Welcome back if you've been here before. If not, this is your first time seeing the video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe without even watching. I'm sure you'll love it. If you don't love it, forget you did it, just keep on moving. Outside of that, let's get to it. This time I'm going to switch it up again and do a compilation of a few videos and people that I actually watch on here. Fairly new to this diet. I'm not even a year in, not even like I said, I haven't been doing it as long as a lot of the people that I look to for more information. So I'm trying to still consume as much information as I go through this journey on my own. Now, with that said, just because I'm looking to these people doesn't mean I just simply agree with everything they say blindly. I am taking the information in with a grain of salt, and I think everyone should do the exact same thing, even with myself. Hear me out, try it for yourself. Other than that, let's get to it. The first video is from the Steak and Butter gal. She is sitting down with Dr. Berry, two people that I actually been listening to very consistently. Very informative, coming from a different perspective than myself. They do a lot of things differently than I do. Like the Steak and Butter gal, she'll literally eat a stick of butter. I ain't got that in me. I'm not doing that. It just is what it is, different tastes. But oh well, I'm still learning information from her. And in this particular video, they started talking about working out, and I wanted to dive into it.
Love you, Susan. She says, why is there such a wide difference of opinions among those of you concerning exercise like CrossFit, for example? I love CrossFit. It's the only gym I've ever liked because it gave me my ability 11 years ago to lose 125 pounds on paleo. So thoughts on CrossFit?
So I don't think that there's any disagreement among any of us about exercise. Now, we may say things different ways. So if you're listening to someone who says that exercise or CrossFit is an excellent way for you to lose weight, then I disagree with them. But the reason I disagree with them is because they're just wrong. It's been shown time and time again in all the research studies that exercise is a terrible way to lose weight. So, but now with that being said, I think exercise is great for you in hundreds of ways. And if you enjoy CrossFit, some people love it, some people abhor it. Yep. If you're one of those people that love CrossFit, then I want you to wear it out. But it's not going to help you lose weight. If anything, you might gain weight in the form of stronger bones and stronger muscles and ligaments and tendons. So if you're like, I don't care, I want to be thick, but I want to be muscular thick, CrossFit is the answer for you. And if CrossFit feels to you like going outside to play, then CrossFit away, absolutely. It helps your brain, it helps your body, it helps you be healthy in hundreds of ways, as long as you don't overdo it and tear something, which is pretty common in CrossFit. I like to do my own version of CrossFit on the farm, which is basically cutting down trees and then dragging the tops and flipping the trunks. That's kind of CrossFit, right? And I think a lot of the CrossFit movements and intensity that mimics the short bursts of activity that we would have partaken in the past, right? Thousands of years ago. But I don't think that we did those things for 8 solid hours at a time, unless it was life or death situation. And it definitely didn't happen every day. So enjoy your CrossFit, just don't overdo it, and have fun.
So, I did not pull that video to defend CrossFit by any means, because I'm not the biggest fan of CrossFit, but I am a big fan of people exercising to reach their fitness goals. Now, with that said, I think the first time I watched this video, I think I took them out of context, so I was kind of like drawn back. I was driving the first time I heard it, so I was like, what are you talking about? You can't work out, exercise, and lose weight. That makes no sense. After listening to it again, I think what he's trying to say, the diet is 10 times more important than what you're doing physically. So for example, and I've said this in the past, a great diet and exercise regimen will reveal what you're supposed to look like. So it's not no magic fix. It isn't no you get it. It's not like a wand that you go poof, I want to look like this. It will reveal what you're supposed to look like, the ideal weight that you should be at. But the combination of the two is what gets it done. Now, and I'll say the combination again because to kind of go against a little bit what he's saying, because I think in this, when it's all said and done, I think we're in agreement for the most part. But if there's person A is eating a perfect diet that works for them, and they're losing weight, and then person B is eating that same type of diet, same genetics, same everything, and they're exercising. A's not exercising, but B is exercising. Who do you think is going to get there faster? B, right? So with that said, that means exercising does help you lose weight. It does help you lose weight, but that doesn't mean it should be your number one. You shouldn't do one without the other. On to my next video. Dr. Paul Saladino, another person who is great to listen to and take information with, but also at the same time, take the information with a grain of salt. Try for yourself.
Protein powder, bullshit or not? Listen guys, why would you eat or drink a protein powder that is highly processed at extremely high temperatures, that is going to degrade so many of the vital nutrients in your food to make a beef, whey, or soy protein isolate, when you could just eat real food with all those vital nutrients, cofactors, vitamins, peptides that are really going to allow you to thrive? So many of you say, Paul, I can't get that much protein in my diet. I'm too full. Well, I got news for you. That's because you're eating too much bullshit. Too much pasta, too many vegetables. Stop eating those bullshit foods. Focus on real meat and organs, and then you will truly thrive and you'll be able to get plenty of protein in your diet from real food. Whey protein, soy protein, beef protein isolate, they're bullshit. Here's Carnivore MD's protein. Let me show you guys how I do this. I got the real thing right here. That's the only ingredient. 2 ingredients, meat and no bullshit.
So, once again, protein powder. I don't think he's saying it doesn't work, because I'm a testament that protein powder works. When I was trying to gain weight, I had to stay in my caloric deficit and gain calories in versus calories out. My lifestyle is very active, so I have to consume when it comes down to food, depending on my goals. So at the time, my goals was to gain weight. I had to eat about 3,000 calories. That is hard to do when you're just sitting down and eating food. On top of that, to kind of touch on what he said, if you're eating pastas, a lot of different carbs and things of that nature, it's even harder to consume all the protein that I had to consume. So with that said, I would do a protein shake smoothie, add my protein, couple scoops, and that would guaranteed make the difference to reach the goals that I wanted to reach. Now, it works. It definitely works. Now, is it better for you is the question. I don't think it's necessarily better for you, but it does work. I don't think it's the worst thing for you either. But since I've been doing the carnivore diet or animal-based diet, I haven't consumed protein powder. I haven't had a need to. I'm not trying to gain weight. And the carnivore diet has been working perfectly according to my goals currently. On to the next video, Dr. Schaefer, another great person to watch. Keep in mind, I'm going to keep all of these links at the bottom so you guys can check these people out for yourself too, if you haven't already heard of them.
People trying to start carnivore, basically it's quite simple. It's just you're eating meat and drinking water, and that's it. Okay, you can salt to taste. Eat fatty meat. Fat's very important. You can eat organs if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, and you don't want to get too many organs because you can actually get hypervitaminosis. People talk about how nutrient dense they are, and that's true, but that can also be a problem because they're much more nutrient dense than muscle meat, which has everything you need. So by definition, it's going to have a little too much. And so if you're eating this stuff out of proportion of the animal, remember how many hundreds of pounds of muscle and fat a cow is going to have to every 1 pound of liver. Okay, it's not going to be a lot of liver every day. Okay, so a bit of liver, a bit of organs, totally fine. Don't overdo it, and you don't have to have any if you don't want it. The Inuits didn't eat them. I don't eat them, and I've been doing this for years. Okay.
So these are for the ones for this, like I said, this diehard carnivore people that'll eat you up, man. If you ain't if you ain't following it to a T. And of delivering the organs are a major key to following this diet. Once again, this guy has been doing this for a very long time, a lot longer than I have, and a lot longer than a lot of people that I know in here. And he does not touch organs at all, because you can get it through steak, you can get it through other parts of the cow and other sources of protein. So with that said, especially if you're just like me, don't be so hell-bent on not being able to consume the liver, because liver is terrible. Man, I tried it and I keep trying it, still been trying it, and it's not getting any better. It's not sitting well in my stomach, and it's actually stopping me from being able to finish my food, the rest of the other foods that I would normally finish with no problem, comfortably. So at this point, I'm to the point like I'm about to just stop trying, honestly, and it just is what it is, and just see how it goes from there. Because once again, there are people who have been doing this for a long time and aren't consuming it. They're just getting their the vitamins from other sources. With that said, also follow the mindset of follow the money. I say it all the time. Follow the money. He's not selling supplements off of the livers and the brain marrows and things of that nature. Not saying it's not in good faith, because capitalism, it is what it is, that not everyone's a fan of it, but there's nothing wrong with making money off of certain things, especially if you're passionate about it and you believe it in yourself. But follow the money. Some people are going to push certain things and certain narratives a little bit more than the other person would, because money follows. Another clip from the Steak and Butter gal. This is more about her boyfriend. They've been doing the carnivore together, but he kind of fell off, and they talk about it too as well.
So with all of these factors, I completely understand and support his decision to not be strict carnivore anymore.
Yeah, and just touching up on physical performance on the carnivore diet, of course, we've already discussed that I felt fatigue. I would feel lightheaded at times when performing slightly heavier lifts. There are lots of people out there who are very successful building a lot of healthy mass on the carnivore diet, and kudos to those people. But for me personally, I found that really difficult, discouraging too at times.
So maybe share your specific goals that you had.
Yeah, I just wanted to put on a lot of lean mass, or just mass in general, honestly, whether it be lean or fat.
He just wanted to gain weight.
I just wanted to gain weight,
yeah.
And that was tough. No matter how much I ate or how little I ate on the carnivore diet, I never really felt like I was getting closer to my own goals of physical composition.
You also had a goal of getting a six-pack, which you did
I
achieve.
did. That was nice. That was nice, yes.
So how's that going today?
It's not...
Definitely still there.
It's not going too good, in my opinion. Another huge reason why carnivore diet really, really didn't work for me is I tend to lead a rather extroverted social lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's not possible. For 3 months, I was able to compromise and tend to both my dietary commitments and the social scene. That being said, it was too difficult for it to be worth it for me. I prefer to just be able to enjoy the moment with the same people, eating the same food or doing the same thing, talking about the same things, and always having that cloud over my head just made me honestly kind of stressed.
You must have felt self-conscious with your bros, you know? So I'm sure when you go out with them, socialize, catch up after so long, you...
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the link so you guys can check out these videos, because they are worth going back and watching them fully through, because I think, like myself, we can all get information from other people with like-minded goals, and just going through it as well. But for someone like her boyfriend, I'm sorry I missed his name, that's my apologies, but for someone like him, it's not for everyone. Like, you'll hear a lot of people saying certain things, and like I said, there's a lot of peer pressure in following any type of diet or any type of regimen. And we get so hung up on following it down to a T. Can't eat this, can't eat that, can't do this, can't do that, which you get it. Like, you want to have that discipline. You want to be strict as you possibly can, especially starting out. You want to be as strict as you possibly can. But at the end of the day, the goal is to find what works for you. Like, for example, we get so hung up on that name, carnivore. It's carnivore. I can't go outside of this. I can't go outside of that. The goal is to find what works for you. What helps you reach your goal in the time frame that you set out, and what helps you keep that lifestyle and be able to sustain that type of diet for the rest of your life. For me, this is something I feel like I can easily do for a long time. But also keep in mind, I also do cheat days. People don't recommend cheat days. I don't care. What you gonna do? You gonna beat me up? I didn't think so. Like it is what it is. But you have to understand, like you have to be very, very, very secure with yourself. Like you said, he was kind of like feeling like down because he was trying to struggle. I don't care. If y'all catch me outside eating a pizza, it's probably my cheat day. 1, 2. I don't look. I'm okay with it. The carnivore diet is my foundation, and I'm confident this is something I can stick with, stay with, and I'll be able to do this as long as I possibly can, and it helps me reach my goals. That's not the case for everybody, and we also have to understand that and don't bash people or put people down for not being able to follow something that we seem is easy for us. Doesn't mean it's easy for the next person. Next video, Joe Rogan. A lot of people were introduced to the carnivore diet by Joe Rogan when he had Shawn Baker on his podcast, but just talking about his results a little bit. Let's get to it.
Fed beef, you know, or in my case, elk, you know, or yeah, I mean, I'm sure vegetables are not bad for you. I just did it to try to find did it to try to find out what it's like to only eat meat.
Right.
When you have no carbohydrates, one of the things that's most amazing is that there's no crashing. You would eat and you don't feel any different after you ate other than the fact that you don't feel hungry.
Right.
Like you don't crash.
Right.
There's no ups and downs and peaks and valleys. My energy levels were amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
How
extra
quickly?
energy.
How quickly?
2 weeks in.
2 weeks.
2 weeks in, I noticed I felt amazing.
Really?
And I was shedding weight. I was shedding a lot of weight. I think I was like 7 pounds down 2 weeks in.
Jeez.
Now I'm 12 pounds down, 12-ish, something like that. I was 193 this morning. I was weighing about 205 before I started this diet.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
I feel a lot better.
Very, very, very similar testimony to mine. My personal story. My very first month, really my first 2 weeks, I felt like I lost all the fat that was in my body. Like, and I'm not saying that in a bad way because that would be a bad thing. But I'm over exaggerating a little bit. But it was very quick when I felt like I started seeing the results, and then from there it was kind of a building point after those first 2 weeks. Because I think majority of us know that have started the diet, like the beginning part, you're kind of just detoxing and it's getting out of your system. It's getting out of your system and it's getting out of your system. And then from there, it's okay, my energy changed, my concentration changed, my mental changed, my chest feels better. Everything about me feels better. My energy level is just sky high. I haven't lost any strength. My endurance was good. And like I said, a very, very similar testimony. So if you guys are brand new to trying this diet or even considering a diet, this is very consistent with how it felt, at least for me. Like I said, it may be different for you, but for me, this is very similar to how it felt. Last video, I'm going to touch on Shawn Baker.
If you look up Vince Caranda and look at his physique from the 1940s, 1950s, he's pretty amazing. It was kind of before most of the steroid stuff was hitting.
And it's just eating meat.
No, his diet was basically 5 days of just eating meat and eggs, steak and eggs, and then every one day, like every 5th or 6th day, he'd eat, whatever. So that's what he did.
Now, for those that are saying, like, you can't do carnivore diet, I literally had someone say this. I didn't mean to cut myself off, but I had someone, when I first started posting about this, I've been very open and transparent about how I do this, and I'm doing it for vanity purposes. I don't have no major issues, no stomach issues, no immune system issues. Did it for the vanity purposes, which is okay. Everyone has their reason for doing everything in life, literally everything. Now, with that said, I was very open about my cheat days. I'm having cheat days. Like, it just is what it is. It's been working for me for this long. I've been doing this for a very long time. It's been working for me. It keeps me sane. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, and I'm okay. I do enjoy food. I'm a bread lover. Fortunately for this diet, I haven't craved it as much, so my cravings have gone down. But at the same time, I do enjoy a cheat day. Very similar to this guy right here. So, to say it doesn't work, you lose results, you lose this, you lose that, it's simply not true. At least it's not true for me. It wasn't true for him either. Meat, carnivore can be your foundation. And you can use it the same way you would use any other typical diet. So once again, especially the people that are starting this thing, like I said, I've been fortunate enough to find people like you guys to leave comments, uplifting comments, giving advice on certain things. If I say I'm doing this wrong, and you guys point it out, you've been very helpful. But there are some people who are just like, well, you're doing this. I don't gotta. Okay, you don't have to. It's perfectly fine. I'm gonna keep doing it my way, because the whole purpose and the goal at the end of the day is to find what works best for you. And I may be biased so far because I've tried it. I do think the carnivore diet is for everybody. I am becoming a firm believer that the foundation of every person's diet in this world should be or revolve around some form of carnivore diet, the lion diet, whatever you want to say, animal-based diet, things of that nature, protein, and then everything else can fall in line from there. But with that said, how you do it, it may look different from the person next to you. I'm doing 6 in 1, 6 days. I eat according to the carnivore diet. Then one day, I do what I want, drink what I want, enjoy life, have a good time. I don't party. I don't do certain things like that, but I do sit back, have a glass of bourbon or a glass of tequila here and there, and then just sit back and enjoy myself with my family. I do that. You can't shame me for it. You know why? Because it just simply won't bother me, because I'm not changing, and especially not this with this. With following along with YouTube, people get peer pressured into trying to be something they're not. I'm very secure with who I am, and I have no problem with expressing anything that I'm going through or feeling, and just simply be you. My point is, be yourselves, try it, do as much research as you possibly can, track what you're doing, so you can see if it's working for you, the decisions that you make are working for you. Outside of that, I hope this video helped you guys. Like I said, a lot of these videos help me. I'm going to try to leave a link for each one. Hopefully I don't miss any. Other than that, do me a favor, do the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe, stay a part of it. Become a part of the TR Fit fam. We also have workouts, things of that nature. I'll leave a link in the description for that too. Workouts from home. If you guys don't have any workout routines that you follow, need something consistent. Consistency is the key to all of this, in the diet and working out, and you'll see the most results. And outside of that, man, I'll see y'all next time.